Good morning, lovely friends. How are you all today? I hope this day finds you all in fine fettle. Yay! So, I'm on a bit of a mission today. I don't have much time. There's quite a lot to do. There's always so much to do, it's ridiculous. But just sort of trying to prioritise with the time I've got today. I need to get that cute frame built that I didn't manage to get even started the other day. Myriad little jobs, but also I've got 2 jobs to do today, which are actually rewards, aren't they? I'm going to harvest my broad beans and harvest my garlic. Now with the garlic, where are we? We're in the last week of May. That may seem quite early to a lot of you, excuse me, to be lifting your garlic. A lot of you will leave yours till the end of June, even just into July. But what I've learnt here over the years is end of May, beginning of June, in order to beat the grotty rot. I've left it before now till about the middle of June and lost more than half of them. It's so disappointing. And even today I'm expecting some of them to have maybe started. So I'd rather do it today with small bulbs than wait for them to get bigger and risk losing the lot. My garlic always comes up really small, but size isn't everything. I've learnt over the years that yes, although mine comes up really small, it's so pungent. Wow, it doesn't have pack a punch. So for instance, in a recipe where I may use say 4 cloves of garlic, shop bought garlic, I find that 1 or 2 of my own cloves is sufficient. It's so gorgeous. I will probably have a clove raw as I'm lifting them because it's so good. So yeah, don't worry when you're lifting yours if they look smaller than the ones you see in the shop. Different conditions, and like I say, size doesn't matter. Do they taste good? That's all that matters. So yeah, bit of harvesting, a little bit of structure building, and then because I'm really getting short of time, all of next week I think will be about getting all the seedlings planted that have been down for some of them a couple of days, some of them a couple of weeks, hardening off. So there'll be a mass planting plus a mass direct sowing, so all those spaces underneath the TPs for the salad leaves, lentils, etc, etc. And then I'm hoping that by the end of May everything's planted, everything's sown, and from that point I can think more in terms of maintenance rather than chasing my tail to get things grown, prepared, what have you. Also, I've decided I'm going to have to buy some tomato plants. I can't believe I'm buying tomato plants, it's crazy. I hope they've got some left. But although I've been gifted, I think a total of 7 from other plot holders, which is so lovely and sweet of them, I know over the years how many plants I need to have in order to have tomatoes throughout the whole year in terms of bottled and frozen. To be self-sufficient in tomatoes, I need 32 plants, give or take. So I sort of decided, well, £1.50 a plant, it's a lot of money when you think a packet of seeds is £2.50. But if I don't buy plants, if I don't have tomatoes to play with, I'll be so disappointed because I love tending the tomato plants. The smell alone, it just sends me back to my childhood and thoughts of my grandparents. So I'd really miss them in the garden. But actually, if you think, how many pounds do I get per plant? However many pounds it is, how much does a pound of tomatoes cost me to buy? A pound of organic tomatoes, that's like £1 is going to cover the price of the plant alone. So when you combine the joy I get from them and the produce, £1.50 is well worth it, isn't it? So that's my job for tomorrow, to skiddle off back to that nursery where I got the herbs from, because they had some really beautiful healthy looking tomato plants. I hope they've got some left. Right, you can tell it's a busy day, can't you? Because I'm like, Sorry, I should slow down. Let's just slow things down and calm down a minute. I think what I'll do is I'll start with the garlic harvest, and then they'll all go up on the drying rack. So the drying rack's going to come down and be in use again. Yay! One of the most useful things I ever did in the shed. Do you know, the other day I was talking about cabin building and how my shed in a way reflects that desire. One of the things about tiny house, tiny home living, of course, is having things that do fold away when they're not in use, making use of every little corner, space, nook, cranny of your space for storage, etc, etc. That's the influence for that. Right, come on, let's get a fork and get some garlic out. Right, well, I'm preparing myself to be thoroughly underwhelmed, but like I said in the past, they've come up really small. However, they pack a punch and they're usable. So, first of all, look, tiny. This one is one of my saved cloves from last year. It's alright, that's a usable one. And next to it was... oh, this is another of my saved ones, I'm remembering now. So that's another of my saved ones. Again, perfectly adequate. And then this one is... I'll show you them all together in a second, but that's one. I didn't have quite enough for all the rows, so I bought a garlic from the shops, split it up, and that's one of the shop ones. And then this now comes into the one from France, the Violette, that big, it is a bit bigger. It's not as big as the one I brought back from France. Let me just show you for contrast. So, shop bought my saved cloves, the one from France. Oh, the smell! Oh, the smell is delumptious. Literally all I'll do by wait for storing is I'll just brush off the worst of the soil, and then I'll just literally hang them on that rack for a couple of weeks to dry out a bit. Either plait them or trim them down, and then they'll just quite simply be stored in a cool, dry place and used as and when I need them. Right, one row down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, oh, I'll give up counting. I think there's about 20 in each row. 20 times 5 is 100. Yeah, some of them are going to be absolute tiddlers, but, you know, I think one of the things with gardening, especially in a communal space like this, is you can get overly concerned with how other people's crops are looking. Now, it's really useful having neighbours because you can learn from them, ask them about their experiences. But one thing please don't do is look at someone else's bit of garden, look at their crops and what have you, and compare yourself and end up feeling inadequate. Just always think about your own needs. Is it good enough for you? And that's all that matters. The other thing when you're lifting your garlic is don't be tempted to just yank it out by its stem, because as you can see, they have got a fair bit of root on them, anchoring them down, plus the bulb is under the ground, so the chances are if you yank, you're just going to break it. So, morning Rusty. So just gently get that fork underneath them and give them a little bit of a helping lift out. Oh, hello worms. Once these are all out, I don't really have to do much to this bed. This is where the celery and celeriac will go. So I think momentarily I'll just move the mulch aside. I'll pop some some of the chicken manure in, or at least just scatter it, and then over the next few days we've got some rain, I'll just let the rain melt them. I really don't know a better word. Get the celery and celeriac planted, and then cover this mulch back over. Oh, this is a very weedy one. Teeny tiny. Why are you so tiny? Did you actually grow at all? Where are you? See what I mean? It's pretty much still a clove, isn't it? But you never know. Don't, if it's like that, don't just chuck it away. Because it might be that is enough in a salad dressing, for instance, to just give it that gorgeous bit of flavour. You see how well the mulch has worked at keeping this ground pretty moist. Wow, they really do vary in size quite a lot. Okay, I'm going to get on with this. I'll see you back at the shed. Oh, happy days! So I'm really chuffed with this little lot because there's not a single one of them has got rot on them. They all look absolutely fabulous. So I think the timing has been just right. Just a note in case you're wondering about the yellow spottiness on the leaves, the brown spottiness. Yes, that's rust. Apparently it's been on this site for years and years and years. There's nothing we can do about it. These leaves will not go in the compost. I'll take them home and put them in my refuse at home. But it doesn't affect the bulbs, that's the main thing. So I'll give them a bit of a brush off and hang them on the drying rack. Now these should keep, they normally keep perfectly well for sort of 6 to 8 months. But then after that time they start to look like they might want to sprout. So what I do at that stage is I just basically chop them all up and get them into the freezer. So there's 100 bulbs, that equates to 2 a week, every week for the year. That's about enough for my needs. Hooray, happy days. Well, I have to say, it does feel great to get the first harvest in. Yum, 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 yum. Look, it's gorgeous. What I'll do, I'll give them a couple of days just lying there like that. I haven't really got time today, but then when I come back another day and I've got a bit more time, I'll actually poke them through the mesh under here, in case you've not seen my drying rack before. I'll poke them through the mesh so they can hang down and have a good proper dry / cure. Right, next harvest. So I've just been tickling over one of my beds and I thought, oh, what's that lump of muck on my fork? Let's have it off. Look, it's a ring. That's crazy. Tomorrow I'll pull it off. Look at it, it's like literally gone right through the centre of the ring. That's bonkers.
Oops,
is it a diamond?
Yes, it is. I think it's a...
What kind of craziness?
Hold on a second.
Oh no, it's like a door knocker or something. Like a drawer.
Yeah, it's not a ring.
Pull.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, so I'm going to have to carry on working for the rest of my life. I can't retire on diamonds yet. How amazing that beautiful. Tomorrow, will you marry me?
Yes, I do.
Isn't that gorgeous? Well, what a shame it's not a diamond, but how crazy that it went right through the prong. Well, there we go. I'm going to carry on now. I want to find a diamond. How crazy was that with the ring? There wasn't a ring. I've finished getting that bed ready now for the peppers and cucumber, so now I'm ready to build the cucumber frame. But I'm just taking a few minutes in the shed, in the shade, excuse me. Dribbling, I'm absolutely boiling and sweating. It's suddenly really warm, really humid. All the girls on all the plots around me were all just melting. Oh, it's rather beautiful. But anyway, so I'll go out in a second. I'm going to get the cute frame up. I'll show that, but I'll probably speed it up because it's going to take me ages. And if I do, and if I can find that lovely piece of music again, that summertime piece that you all like so much, I'll pop that on as well. If I can't find it, I'll find something else. And just quickly, the reason I do the cute frame, I tried it a couple of years ago, I think, for the first time. And I had it at about a sort of 45-degree angle. And it seemed to work. And then last year I thought I was really short of space, so I put it up to more like about a 30-degree angle, and it's absolutely fine. So the great thing about doing this frame is it's saving you space, because it's only going to have a footprint of about a foot wide rather than sprawling everywhere. Secondly, obviously it keeps the cukes off the floor, so hopefully less chance of either slugs attacking or them getting really sopping wet and rotting, all that kind of stuff. Makes them easier to pick. But also last year what I found was, say that's the front elevation, that's the back, and the cucumbers are scrambling up here. Underneath I underplanted it all with some of the salad leaves, and it seemed to work really well because that little bit of shade from the cukes seemed to keep them a little bit cooler, so stopped things from bolting. So although I'm going to have a load of salad stuff in the vegetable cathedral bed, I might also do some undersewings of the cuke frame. So if you've not tried it before, give it a go this year. Get a bit more space for something else. So I'll have space in the front for the peppers. Underplant something. Boom! Masses of veg from a little tiny space. Right, one more slug of water and then back out into this hot sunshine. Cheers everyone. Don't forget your sunscreen, says Nurse Vivi. Right, come on, let's get building. So I've got space. Oh, that breeze is gorgeous. If they really, really get going, I've got space to put another one right at the top, which I might just get on with and do now after a glass of water. Oh, phew-wee. I've got to say, I'm officially done in. It's gotten, as you can tell from the state of my sweaty head, it's just gotten hotter and hotter as the day's gone on. It's only about, I don't know, it's about 2 o'clock now. But the weather forecast today was not what we're getting. So, I've managed to do most of what I wanted to do. Oh, I'm just going to take my shoes off while I'm chatting to you all. Oh, that's better. I've done most of what I wanted to do today. The only thing I haven't done is harvest the broad beans, because there's so many to harvest. Yay! I'm not going to use them all straight away. So when I do a harvest of something like them, I want to do it as the last job of the day, keeping them in their pods, race home, and then as soon as I get home, pod them, blanch them, freeze them. So that literally from sort of picking to being in the freezer, oh gosh, hopefully no more than an hour transpires. But I'm not going to have a chance to do that this afternoon because I've got a very important football match to go to. So, a good little sesh today, especially considering the heat. I feel like I could actually just curl up in here and go to sleep now. With this beautiful breeze that's picking up, we are due 24 hours of thunderstorms. So that's saving me on watering this afternoon, which is great. So yeah, all that remains for me to say is cheerio. I hope you all have a fantastic, or by the time you see this, had a fantastic weekend. For everyone in the UK, it was a bank holiday weekend. I think in the States it was a holiday weekend as well. Anyway, I hope you all made the most of it. Got to spend some time with family, friends, outside in the garden. It gets better and better every day, doesn't it? Right, before I nod off in the corner, it really is time for me to go. I will see you all again really soon, I hope. But in the meantime, take care and stay cool.